Hey, what's up, y'all? Deyquan here, and in this video, I want to teach you guys some basic voicing concepts that I've learned in my experience of playing piano. I have some voicing tips, some general tips that I want to share with you guys, and I'm gonna try my best to explain these. And this is just kind of a fundamental way of thinking when you build your voicings. So one of the first things that I do, or one of my main rules, my most important thing is making sure that melody is on top. So for example, if we're playing a song like Mary Had a Little Lamb, right? Something as simple as that. What I'm going to do is make sure that I voice the chord. First of all, I got to figure out the chord. The chord is usually a one chord when you're playing Mary Had a Little Lamb, right? We're in the key of C, right? So the one chord is a C major chord, right? So if the melody is an E, right? I'm going to immediately think of the second inversion one chord, which is G, C, E. All right. So I'm going to voice this chord with the melody on top so that the melody stands out in the midst of the harmony. Okay. So, and I'll just play it like this. So that entire phrase right there is a one chord. So I'm just going to play harmony based on the one. Okay. Right. Okay. And I'm not going to spend so much time breaking down the harmony, but I want you to get the point of voicing your chords with the melody on top. Okay. And as we move on, so, oh, sorry. The next chord is a five chord. The melody is D, and the five is a G chord. So that's root position G. All right. So it's important to voice these chords with the melody on top because it allows the listener to understand what's being played. So if I just play any random voicing, like, so the one chord, so you're not going to know what song that is. That's why it's important to play the chords with the melody on top. I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but this is important. All right. So the next one is the third establishes the major or minor quality. Okay. This is important when understanding voicings at large. In your playing career, you're going to learn a bunch of chords, right? And it's going to be hard to retain these chords. Okay. But the best way to do it is to assign each of them into two categories, major or minor. Okay. Those are the simplest types of chords that you can create. And I'm not talking about major, a major triad or a minor triad, more of that's the simplest way to break down all of the chords that you have. So for example, we have this major seven chord, right? We have the 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay. We have a major third interval right there, the one and the third. So this is a major chord. No matter if I flat a five, right? Raise the five, okay? Add any other color note, right? It's still a major chord, okay? So this is important with categorizing your chords that you'll learn, okay? And the same for minor, right? 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7. No matter what else you add to it, maybe a 13, right? A flat 9. It's still a minor chord, okay? So how do you apply this to music? So if we go back to the Mary Had a Little Lamb, right? Most chords, or most of the time, the third or the one is usually the melody note of a chord. All right, so for Mary Had a Little Lamb, we have the third as the melody, right? So as long as that third is at the top and the melody note, right? And remember, the third is the most important note in the chord. You can kind of experiment with other notes, color notes in underneath that melody. So for example, we have this major chord. Maybe I can add the flat 5 underneath. Mary had a little lamb, right? Or I can play something even simpler. I can take the major chord, right? Maybe put an augmented in its place. Mary had a little lamb, right? So the third didn't change. So it doesn't matter necessarily what voicing you choose to use. You can use a major 7 flat 5, but as long as that third is there, it still is a major or a minor chord. All right. That's a lot. Okay. The next one is the 7th establishes the dominant or the major 7 sound, just like the third, right? That major 7 comes from the major scale. So that if you have that major 7 there, it's going to have that major 7 sound. So no matter if you play a sharp 11, a 9, major 9, right? Major 13, right? Maybe add a flat 9 in there. It still has that major 7 sound. So like I said before, with the third, you can mix and match those color notes as long as that 7th is there and you need that major 7 type of sound. As long as you have that major 7 in there and the chords are voiced properly, you can get away with adding those color notes. But that's still a major 7 type of sound because we have the B right there. Right? And this is a traditional major 7 right here. Right? But notice the third is at the top. The most powerful note in the chord is the third. So that because it's on top, it allows everything else to kind of be underneath. All right, the next one. Doubling notes help pitches stand out. This is a simple one. So if we're playing a major triad again, so we have C. If I just choose to add another C, that C rings a little bit more. Okay. Now let's add another E. Whoop. The E rings more. Common sense, right? The G rings more. Okay. Same way if you play it down here, add another C. Double the E. Double the G. Okay? Straightforward. The location of pitches will change the tone of a chord. Now let's play a C down here. Play a C up here, E up here, G right here. So the color changes compared to this one. Same chord, but because the pitches are in a different place, the color changes the tone. Okay? Maybe change the order. Let's do E. Let's do E down here. I can't spread this out this far, but that doesn't even sound like a C major chord. But it is. It's just a different color. I kind of went to the next one. The order of pitches will change the tone of the chord. So we already did that. So if I'm playing the E down here, right? Let's do a major 7 chord. So if I take the E right here, right? Put the B right there. That doesn't even sound like a major 7 chord, but it is. So we have the 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay. Let's bring that up. Right. Now let's do G. Oh. So change the order. That has a different color. Let's do B, C, G, and E. That's a nice one. Sheesh. All right, you get the point. All right, the next one. The interval distance between notes can disguise the chord quality. Okay, so remember there's 2 type of chords, major or minor. All right. So when you build a regular chord, right? So you have a major third between the first and second note in the chord, and then you have a minor third between the other notes, right? So let's build a major 7 again. So we have the E, the B, G to B is a major third again. So let's voice this chord differently. So if we play an E, right? That sounds like an E minor chord. Now, if I add this, maybe add the C up here. This is still a C major 7, but it sounds like a unresolved E minor chord. You know what I'm saying? So why is this important? You can use the same chord progressions for different use cases. So this major 7th chord in this voicing can be used as an E minor, a suspended type of chord. Okay. The last two that I have are relatively simple. Closed voicings are within the octave and open voicings are over the octave. So for example, we have this major 7 again, right? C is the root and all of the notes are inside the C. Another way to explain a closed voicing is playing the chord with the smallest intervals possible, okay? Chords are built on thirds, right? That's called tertian harmony. So we have a bunch of thirds here. So that's the smallest interval you can do to create chords. All right. So this is what it's called a closed voicing. So an open voicing is just spanning over the octave, like we said. So let's take the E and bring it up an octave. That's an open voicing of the C major 7. These concepts are general voicing tips that will help you shape your sound and begin to build upon to create the sound that you're looking for. So let's recap. The melody on top is strongly recommended. The third establishes the major or minor quality. The 7th establishes the dominant or major 7 sound. Okay. Doubling notes will help pitches stand out. The location of the pitches will change the tone of the chord. The order of the pitches will change the tone of the chord as well. The interval distance between notes can disguise the chord quality. Closed voicings are within the octave and open voicings are over the octave. All right. So there's a ton more, but this is enough to get you started and to really getting you to play those really awesome chords that you're looking for. All right. So I would love to hear what you guys think about these concepts. Which ones stuck out to you the most? Let me know in the community, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.